Vic. Hey. Hey, Boaz. How's everybody today? Good morning, Sister Kim and Vanessa. God bless you all. God bless you all. I see there's some starting to come on. Hey, Des. Oh, my goodness. I am just take a few minutes today. I really woke up with something on my mind and in my spirit. Good morning, Sister Gina. Wow. Yes, ma'am. I am praying for everybody during this time. There's so much going on in our country. There's so much going on right now. And I'm going to just talk a minute. Hey, Johnny. Hey, baby. Did I see Dickerson? Hey. Just give me a second. And I want to, hey, baby. How you? Y'all staying safe out there? I hope you are. I hope you are. I am. Listen. First, let me say, I love you, Dickerson. I miss you. I haven't talked to you and heard your voice in a while. Y'all get at me. My number didn't change. Just this morning, I know I look a little raggedy this morning, but I still wanted to come on. And I pray for our country. I pray for all of those who are hurting right now, and even those who don't know how to express the kind of pain that they're feeling. And hey, Piff, they don't know how to explain it. They really don't know how to. Hey, Sister Stacy, they don't know how to express it without being destructive. And I'm going to say this, everybody that's looting and doing what they're doing is not all one color, it's not one shade, honey. You got people stealing from Starbucks and places like that. They're destroying everything. It's because there's a lot of misplaced anger. There's a lot of misplaced anger. There's a lot of anger. I remember several weeks ago when and I remember saying to everyone, I woke up hearing screaming. It was lamenting. It was crying. And I remember, just as the Lord said it would be, it is now coming to pass. Good morning, Elder Jefferson. I love you. It's coming to pass. So I want to encourage those of you who may be experiencing those moments of displacement, those moments of anger, those fits of feeling like we're back, thrown back in a time capsule. You would have to go back to 1968. This was the year I was born. In 1968, you would have to go back there to see riots of this magnitude. You would have to go back that far to see what's happening. Don't mistake what you're seeing as just ignorant people. I mean, you got people trying to get stuff. They're going to do that. They're going to take advantage. What's in their heart as a man thinketh, so is he. So that's going to be a part of it. But don't misjudge what's happening in the earth. I got hair sticking up. I haven't done a thing yet. But don't misjudge what's happening in the earth. Don't misjudge the anger. Don't misjudge the fear, the unsettledness that's happening. We're seeing it on both sides. We're seeing it happen on both sides. And if a destructive path is in you, that's what you're going to operate from. But likewise, if there is a prayer path in you, that you're going to operate from the prayer path. Last night, oh my God, we did the first part of our Become Your Ministry. When I tell you, it was, I can't even say successful. It was more than successful. Not only because the people were there, but the content is so vast that the minute we hung up, someone who wasn't even there already registered and paid for next Sundays. And if you did not have a chance, there is so much to it. It does not just happen overnight. I want to give you the opportunity to register. But I'm telling you, why am I saying that? It wasn't just to promote last night. I really just wanted to come on just to talk a moment. You see, because there are people, I'm telling you, they were crying. They were trying to, God was speaking to us. And there is some instruction that will come with your healing this time around. There are some instructions that God is including. Why? Because there is a shifting that has already begun taking place. The shifting was not just to see that things are just happening. Stuff is happening. They're happening. But the shift that has taken place and that God has taking place is moving people. And sometimes there's an uncomfortability. Understand what you're looking at when you see all of this happening. There are people that don't know how to get to that change, and so they may take a more destructive path. They may take a more unsettling path. It is not making it right. I'm not advocating for it. It's so unfortunate because the enemy will always get you to destroy and tear up what you will need. You tear yourself up because you want to see something. You want to see a change. You want to see things happening. You want to see our society now. And you don't, our society and our world, I'll finish the statement, our society and our world better. But you don't know how to get to that better. So this is what you see when we have become just so overwhelmed and tired and frustrated with the status quo. And we want to see, and I know, stealing should not even ever be a part of it. It's ridiculous because you kill, you quash the point. You take away the purity and the sincerity of pure rage and anger that says, I want change and I want it now. Okay, so there's a mixture of things going on. But when that mixture of things start to happen, like I said, you got to go back to 1968 to see something like this again. You have to go back to when Dr. Martin Luther King was killed in those riots. It was a 4-day riot that took place in Washington where you saw the same destructive pattern. But I want the saints of God not to be confused about what you're seeing, because what you're seeing is when there's a shift in the atmosphere. Those that don't understand all of that jargon, all they know is they sense the shift. They don't know what to do. We are seeing prominent prejudice being played out. It's not hidden. It's not a hint. It's not a subtle. But these aren't subtleties. These are overt. And that may seem like, oh my God. Ooh, y'all, I'm sorry. I look terrible. My hair is bad. But it may seem like, oh, is God listening? Is God watching? And what's going on? Is God for his people? Yes. God is allowing the shift to happen so that his will be done. Will there ever be peace on earth? Will there ever be peace? Absolutely. But the saints of God, let me encourage you. 2 things in this time. 2 things. Allow the shift to happen through your prayers and asking God. Hey, Kelly, asking God to make the change, because the change is, here's the second thing, is not just an external change. There is a demand. There is a cry for justice. There is a cry for peace. There is a cry. But let me say to you, that is what we're seeing play out externally has been the cry of the Spirit, has been the cry, hey, Patty Taylor, have been the cry in our hearts. This has been what the prayer language that we've been praying and asking God for. Lord, we need change. And we're at the cusp of that change. We're at the cusp of that change. We're at the place where, and don't misread the signs, saints. Don't misread it. There is frustration. There is anger. There is a lot of, but here's what's going to have to happen. After people get done destroying, going on a destructive path, once that's done, once the destructive path have destroyed what it can, because we don't understand, we don't know how to bring about productive change. We don't know what it means. You got people that can't vote. So this is how they show. I'm not advocating that, but I don't want you to miss why you're seeing what you're seeing in the atmosphere. It's happening because the shift is taking place. And here's the next thing we're going to have to contend with. We're going to have to ask ourselves. Have there been a change internally? Have there been a shift in our spirits? Have our hearts been captivated by the gravitational pull in the spirit that's demanding the change, that's demanding the justice, that's demanding to see righteousness? That's what you're feeling. When you start to see stuff manifest externally, it's already been happening spiritually. So spiritually, people are crying and asking, when will the change take place? The earnest expectation of the creature is waiting for the sons of God to manifest. The manifestation is about to take place. The reason the Lord told me to have the Become classes, Become Your Ministry, is because long gone is the era. I want you to see this shift. Long gone is the era where we learn what to do and how to do so that we can be accepted, or so that we can gravitate and have things. There is a wealth of training that God has taken us strategically through. I mean, the hell you've had to live and endure have made you repellent to certain things. And we just have not learned how to use what God has given us for what's about to take place. These classes have been put in place to help you not get ministry, not just do ministry, but be ministry. So here it is. If we don't learn how to be, if we don't learn what it means to use what God has placed in us, then we'll be looting. We'll destroy everything that has some value to us. We will destroy it in our lives. I'm telling you, this is an existential manifestation of an internal cry There is a cry in the spirit realm. The cry that's going forth in the spirit realm is a demand for the shift to take place. The cry that's happening in the spirit realm, Lord have mercy. The cry is that I am not content with walking in a building, giving my money, and you put on a show for me to dance to, and I go home, but I'm empty inside and there's no change inside. It has already been a cry. It is an internal cry. The spirit man demanding to be fed, demanding for change, demanding. And God has already, you're right, Elder Jefferson, he's already caused the shift to take place. This is why the world, if a shift takes place, like an earthquake, listen to me, like an earthquake, everything moves. Those things that appear stable can be uprooted. Those things that look tall and big and dominant, oh my God, they would appear to have, they're so grounded, they're so intimidating, they fall, they drop, they lose their power and their value. This is the shift. For weeks and for years I've been talking about that's coming. For years God has been saying the shift is going to happen in the body. Everything is shifting, and the people, the creature, they don't know. They don't know God's way. They don't know how to embrace it. They just want it. They're hungry for it. They want it. They're tired of the status quo. They're tired of it. Aren't you? Aren't you tired of it? I am. So what's the answer? What do we do? No, not what do we do. Who must we become? Because there'll never be real change as long as somebody's just doing. Why? Because the time of doing ends. And I'm going to tell you what happens. When they were fighting for civil rights, when these riots were happening, day after day after day, for 4 days, the climate, the atmosphere was brutal. It was bitter. People were angry. And we set on a path to learn about it. And it wasn't easy, because then in my era, and I was from the South, Memphis, Tennessee, to be more specific. And you still saw the residues of the prejudice. Move fast forward to my children's time period. Oh my God. The young people, it was just a history book story. They had not experienced it. They had heard about it. How many times have there been sacrifices that were made, productive sacrifices? Now, I ain't talking about stealing TVs and stuff, but productive sacrifices. How many times have they been made? And we say, man, if only they understood. Because after a while, people forget the sacrifice that was made to do. People did stuff. It was valuable. It was necessary. It was needed. But then you forget. So here's that shift again. And the demand, the cry, is that we must become the very ministry we've promulgated all of these years. We talk about ministry. See, if you want to please God, what you got to do. No. Don't tell me nothing else to do. You understand what I'm saying? Don't tell me to do nothing else. Teach me how to be. Because what I do will flow from who I am. If I'm a rotten, low-down person, when the right climate happens, I'm going to manifest who that is. Likewise, if I've been praying if I've been in the channels of God's flow of anointing, when it's time to rise up, you become what he has already cultivated in you to become. You wondering why I had to go through so much. Lord have mercy, I went through so much. You ever ask yourself why? You went through it because God was harnessing something in you that was going to help you to become. I used to tell my children, you can learn the lesson or you can be the lesson. Because one of the two are going to happen. And there were many of us that have not learned it. And you learn it from someone else's experiences. But now your experience is the antidote. Listen to me. It is the antidote to the sickness that's in the earth. After everybody is angry and tired about the injustice, who will they turn to? Not what. Who will they turn to? Are we ready? God is trying to prepare his people. And it's time. It's time. It is time right now. It's time. God has prepared us. You're more prepared than you know you are. The problem is not it. The problem is you. I got to say it to you. I love you. But I had to look in the mirror and say it to me. Why is the problem me? Because you keep talking about the problem, but I need you to be the answer. My God, thank you. And when you allow God to teach you how to become the answer to a problem, you will see the change. Last night on that line, on our Become sessions, and it's the Lord told me I'm going to continue doing it on Sunday nights. I know people are doing battles and all this other stuff. I get it. I understand. But I got to do what the Lord said do, because God is raising up an army. I'm going to post it. I'm going to post it. If my daughter, somebody, I think I saw Minister Dante on here. If somebody would pull it up, I'll pin it on here. I'll pin it on the line, because people ain't playing. They're not playing. They're not playing. I don't want to be a looter. I don't want to go take something that ain't mine because I felt like somebody didn't give me something. Because here's the problem with that. The problem is once you're done, once you're all done and everything around you is torn up, you're going to still have to leave your neighborhood to go in another neighborhood to shop. Listen. I get it. I get the anger, the frustration. But in a minute, somebody is going to say, I see that, but they're going to need an answer. Can I be the answer to the next climate that we're trying? This season won't always last. It started with sickness. My God. I know there have been killings long before now, but they're so public now. They're so overt. Why? Because the devil feels like he got us hanging over a barrel. He thinks he will win this, but he will not. Understand, he ain't called for the shift God did. Oh my God, this is a reaction to the first tremors of an earthquake experience. This is what you're seeing. This is what's happening in the spirit realm. There it is. I'm trying to pin it, baby. There it is. Thank you. I just pinned it there. And if you want to be a part of, I think it's pinned. If you want to be a part of this move of God, it is a strategic part of it. It is a defining you. It is a refining, and it is also a navigating you through. It's not just talk. There was so much information last night. It was so much we couldn't really just adequately get through it all. So there's 6 more modules. There's 6 more modules. You still have time to be a part of it because it's your time now. It's your time to become. It's your time. It's your time to allow God to use you in this hour. What has become an acronym for? Building from the inside out, experiential learning, creating ministry paths, overcoming your past, and moving to your greater and evolution revolution. That's become. And I'm going to take the next 6 weeks and deal with each module by itself. Man, I tried to summarize through it last night, and the power of God was so strong on there. So strong on there that the tears were flowing, that God was in everybody's house. But God is teaching us how to strategically transition and navigate through what we are seeing happen. Don't miss out on it. Don't miss out. Register today. I just pinned it there. I think it's pinned on my right here on the live. I'll have it on my page. I'll put it on my page so that you can use that link. It's not the same link as yesterday. It's a very different link than yesterday. It's so if anybody tries to use the old one, I got people on here giving a witness to it. If you try to use the old one, you won't be able to access the new session. But don't stop coming. I deliberately did not try to charge egregious amounts of money. I deliberately did not want, because the idea is to give an offering. But that offering, it doesn't limit you to doing more if you want, but it was to give an offering because there is value in what you are receiving. That time set aside, we went beyond. Listen, I don't think anybody wanted to get off. We went beyond the time, but you can't afford to miss this. Your shift is important to God, and it should be important to you. And God is going to cause those who He is preparing. I want to help you. I want to help cultivate what's in you. I want to help to take those things that are in you that need to be in touch with God. I can get you there. See, everybody has to know who they are, and that's who I am. That's the person I am. God strategically built me to be her, to help you to get to that place, and it's coming. You understand with me? It's happening swiftly. Let's take seriously our preparation, our moments of preparation. The men and the women that were on the line, it's not a women's thing, it's not a men's thing, it's a everybody thing. Come on. It's an everybody thing. Everybody has an opportunity to register. Go register today. Be a part of it. You want to be a part of a move? This is the move. God is moving in the earth. He's moving in the earth. Don't forget to join me on Thursday evening at 8 p.m. There's a word from the Lord. There's a move from God that's happening for you in the earth, in the spirit realm. I love you with the love of the Lord. Thanks for listening to a few minutes of my ranting. Thank you. But share it. Share it. Like it, share it. Let people know. Let people know. Go back and listen, replay. I believe in allowing things to soak in the spirit, because even when it seems like it's arbitrary language, God uses moments in time to bring the awakening, to bring our attention to what He's actually saying, not what our eyes are seeing, but what He's trying to show us. And some of us will only see it with our eyes and we'll have a feeling about what we're seeing. But others will begin in their spirit to to give in to the gravitational pull in the spirit. Don't miss out. I love you guys. I'm looking forward to this next lesson of Become. You're not too late. You're not too late if you want to be a part of it. Get a hold to me. Register today. I love you. God bless you. Y'all have a peaceful and settled day. Don't let the devil make you reciprocate what you're seeing in the streets. Don't come home with the anger, with the venting, with okay. Don't give in to that. There's a place in prayer. There's a cry in the spirit that's waiting for you to join in that. That's what we're called to. I love you. God bless you. Y'all have a great rest of your day here.